Nigerians woke up recently to very troubling news that a ghost federal agency to which billions of naira had been appropriated in the 2026 national budget had been operating brazenly in the corridors of power right under the noses of the federal authorities and the anti-graft agencies. Now, since the damning news broke, there have been several accusations, counter-accusations, allegations and counter-allegations pitching the now embattled Director General of the purported fake agency, Mr. Adeniyi Adeyemi, on one side, and the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Femi Gbajabiamila, on the other. As doubts are cast by millions of Nigerians on the position of the government that one man was capable of outwitting several key institutions of government and the legislature, as President Tinubu orders investigations, Searchlight this afternoon on Oluyole 98.5 FM will be discussing ghost agency scandal and questions on official integrity. Yes, that's topic for Searchlight this afternoon, ghost agency scandal and questions on official integrity. My guest on the program is a former member of the Federal House of Representatives and a versatile public affairs analyst, Honorable Kayode Busari. Welcome to Searchlight, sir.
Good afternoon, our listener too, and good afternoon, sir.
Searchlight is a regular Thursday afternoon current affairs discussion program where we discuss topical issues affecting our dear country, our nation, and our world. My name is Tola Teriba, your anchor on the program. Now to business, Honorable Kayode Busari, and I want to start with this, the PFIPC scandal. What are the immediate questions for due process and integrity?
Our listener at home, good afternoon. This is a highly volatile topic, more so that I believe the case is already under investigation. Not only that, a faction, a party involved in the OSSS is already in court. So in a way, we are going to be constrained a little bit to really unearth, to come out with what we feel is on our mind there and what we feel that it should be done. You see, Mr. President has preempted every one of us by first of all went to a year to clear his chief of staff that he have absolute trust in his chief of staff. That statement alone had gone a long way in curbing the power of the ICPC in whatever they want to handle the case in a more transparent manner had been curtailed because of the statement of Mr. President. And Mr. President's position, the body language of Mr. President has sent a strong signal to whichever agency that might want to be involved and handle this case. And it's rather unfortunate. I think Nigerians as a whole, we should wake up, we should speak out, we should condemn the high level of corruption and impunity that is ongoing. We are dragging the country in the mud. How do you want the foreign country to take us? These are agencies that have gone far in interacting with various ambassadorial delegates, high-level power interaction with other countries. What do you want those countries to feel about Nigeria? How do you want those countries to see us? If an agency can just come up on board, operating within the federal government secretariat, parading that high level of paraphernalia of office, you could see the office of the gentleman. You can't just wave off all the submission of that gentleman. You can't just wave them off. How does he get office allocation? Within the federal government secretariat. Who have been sponsoring him? Who have been funding his activities since all this day? Those are questions that are begging for answer. You can't just write off that man and say, yes, it's a fake personality, it's a fake agency. No. There are people, there are powerful people behind that operation. And as it is, with the state of Mr. President already clearing his chief of staff before now referring him to ICPC, what do you want ICPC to come up with? Just give them the next 1 month or so, the whole thing will fizzle out. Even the case in the court, see what had transpired. The key witness already reported dead.
Curious circumstances.
And circumstances that is highly questionable. I learned that an hotel that fellow, even the fellow that was killed was using, the hotel had been pulled down.
Oh.
Who are behind all this thing?
Because of safety issues, that's why they pulled down the hotel.
For safety issues, you have to pull down the hotel.
Said the man died in a fire.
The man died. You see, it's rather unfortunate. It's highly disheartening that such a high-level corruption could take place in broad daylight in our country.
Honorable Busari, how deep are we in trouble as a country if there are indeed more of such ghost agencies to be uncovered, as the Chief of Staff to Mr. President has suggested?
Well,
he actually said that there are more of such agencies.
And then you should ask him, how do they come on board in the first instance? If he can alter that statement, then ask him, how do they come on board in the first instance? How does he know that there are more of such agencies within the system?
Or they could be tracking them.
And then it could be tracking. Then see the submission of that Prince Adeyemi or whatever he calls himself. I want to believe that a huge amount of money is behind the OSSS. When they disagree on the sharing formula, that's when the whole thing was blown up. To me, it's a sort of alibi for COS to come up and write a petition to this and that. No. How come they have to write that petition at this hour? What have been transpiring behind the scene? Who have been funding this agency? How does that agency got its way to federal secretariat? These are salient questions that must be answered.
Yes, these are questions on the lips of every Nigerian. Mr. Adeyemi, the man at the center of it all, has repeatedly said that he has so much to say and that he will spill the beans when he eventually has his day in court. Now, what manner of Pandora's box or can of worms do you think he might still want to open in front of the whole world? Now, note, sir, in the ongoing trial, yes, the man seems to be contradicting himself on some of the things he said earlier before his arrest.
He have to contradict himself because of the pressure on him. That case won't come up. They won't arraign that man. If at all, the prelude to non-arraignment of the man is what is happening now. You could see the statement from that man in recent time, deny certain thing. You could see that the man has already started denying certain thing because he knows that his life is online and he doesn't want to get killed unnecessarily, prematurely. He doesn't want to die a premature death. Okay. If a whole life has been lost, if a whole hotel has been pulled down, for what purpose? Why?
Well, we cannot exactly prove anything yet.
We are not proving anything. That is why they are not going to come up with anything from the court. Because eventually the man will be pressurized to be contradicting himself so as to throw us into more confusion state of affair.
Or do you think he's being offered a soft landing?
That's what is you are speaking now. Before you know it, the man will disappoint to thin ear. Before you know it, you will never hear anything again about the case again. We are in a mess, serious mess in this country. How do you want other nations to feel us? If somebody can just wake up in the morning, furnish an office accommodation within the federal government secretariat, organizing world press conferences here and there, you could see the level, the high level the man was operating before the whole thing spill out. I'm of the opinion, strong opinion, that the sharing formula of whatever looting they want to carry out is what is at the center of this crisis.
Still within the realm of speculations and allegations.
It's not the realm of speculation. Ask Mr. COS that wrote that petition to the police the sources of his information to the police. You have a lot of questions to answer, but unfortunately we can no longer ask him any question because the fellow the man is working with are come out to tell us that Nigerian police let put that one aside. I have absolute confidence, more than 100% in my COS. Then what are we now discussing? What are we now saying? Which court are we now? What ICPC? What is ICPC going to do? It gives us the impression and the belief that whatever ICPC might come up with, you can be sure it won't be against them. If it is against them, it won't see the light of the day.
Okay, you are a former member of the National Assembly, a former member of the Federal House of Representatives. Now, how worried are you about the fact that the senators, talking about the Senate now, shut down the proposal by Senator Kawu to initiate a probe of the ghost agency scandal and conveniently gave the excuse that the matter was already being investigated?
That's it. They won't allow it to be discussed at the Senate floor, even at the House of Representatives, because a lot of things will be unfolded. Let me tell you, do you know the procedure for budget preparation?
Yes, I was coming to that.
Now, look at that tedious and meticulous step that has been taken before a budget can be prepared. If as a member, either be you senator, be you the House of Rep member, you submitted your constituency requisition through an office. There is a collation process that goes on. Who submitted that agency proposal to the budget committee? If you want to unravel this thing, it's not difficult to come up with the truth. But in the course of trying to unravel this thing, you will discover that the mighties were involved. And when that occurs, what other thing do you have? And you know, the senators might decide that, look, let's make it an open investigation. Let the media houses, let them cover this thing up. And before you know it, those that have roses to bear with the presidency will come up open. See what happened of recent between Senator Oshiomhole and one other guy. Telling one another that the signatories to the Natasha episode were forged at that level too. A lot of things, a lot of wrongdoings are going on in this country. It's really unfortunate that we find ourselves at this stage.
Now, talking about the budgetary process now, like I said, you have been to the Federal House of Representatives. Now, how come the same agency, well, according to House of Reps findings, which was disowned, the same agency that was disowned by the Office of the National Security Advisor and the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation in the 2025 budget, still found its way into the 2026 appropriation? Are there forces beyond the National Assembly at play here?
There are no any forces beyond the National Assembly. It's a game plan that were known by those that matters.
Who are those that matter?
You know,
that
even
so
from they are in the presidency now. They are in the presidency, and the number one citizen has come out to tell you, look, I trust my COS. It's above board. What other thing are you investigating? Then ICPCs, they are going good. Let them go on, and let us wait. Good enough. I think they have a time frame. I think they were given a time frame. Fine. Let's see what will come out.
One of the questions you also raised when we started the discussion, well, in the course of the ongoing trial, we are told that no funds have been released yet to the fictitious agency. Yet we are told that the same agency has been running offices and operational vehicles while there is a number of personnel on its payroll. So where do you think all this funding came from?
You can be is the man funding the whole thing? My brother, is the man funding the whole thing? Is he paying the salary from his purse? Is he running that office from his purse? Those operational vehicles the man was using, are they being run from his purse? Those are the leading questions that ought to be answered. That the man will provide answer, he will give you answer, but I can bet it, I'm sure of one thing. The man is not the one that is funding all those things from his purse. Was he the one that furnished his own office for himself? The letterhead that he was using, that is even minor. The furniture in that office, you could read from some releases that were made. Officially, the man was allotted personnel. These personnel, they were collecting their salaries and allowances. Are they not being funded by the government? So the whole thing is so messy. It's so messy, and that's why you see, if we don't take care, if we are not being careful enough, we will allow the corruption to kill this country. The level of impunity is becoming so high.
Okay, if supposing we had an independent inquiry panel into this, and you were the head of that panel, who would you recommend to come before that panel? Right now, it seems as if only Mr.
But now, incidentally, I'm not the head of the panel. Incidentally, they are not going to set up any panel. Because if they set one up, there are a lot of personnel, so a lot of agencies that will be invited, and along the line, a lot of things will be unraveled. They should have gone ahead and say, all right, let us set up an independent, high-power investigative panel aside of ICPC, aside of the court. But unfortunately, I hope you hear what head of service office released just day before yesterday, that office belongs to Susu office. Then that secretary of the government office. Then ask him the question: who does the allocation? Who authorized the allocation? There are lots of questions that could be asked, and it's only an independent, high-power investigative panel that could unravel a lot of mysteries behind this agency. And don't be surprised, they've already preempted us by telling us that, look, there are a good number of agencies like that too that will soon be unraveled. Waste men, From day one, there have been a lot of skeleton in the cupboards of most of these people.
But Honorable Sari, why create these skeletons? What is the need for it? What I'm getting at here is the real underlying reason for this kind of behavior on the part of the powers that be, as you have said. Well, it's not uncommon around this time when elections are around the corner for the government, well, as it's alleged, to be seeking various means of funding the election.
Doesn't get down well with the parties involved. That's just it. All the funds that you are talking of, that you are clamoring about, they are meant for electioneering. The other time, EFCC wrote to your state that they want to look into their books from social year to social year. They quickly run the court. Don't allow EFCC to look into our book. Why?
Well, the other state government said they wanted the EFCC to be more specific.
They should be patient. They will be more. All right. We want us to be more specific. Just July last year, you told us you bought a drone for us for security purposes.
The drones are
where are the drones now? They are in Lagos being assembled for the past 2 months.
Arriving at the end of this month.
And the end of this month is next week Friday or so. And we are waiting, and they are proceeding on holiday now. You see, this country is rotting from head to tail. It's rotting, and it's time now for the Nigerians as a whole to stand up, ask questions. What is really going on? We just have to stand up and ask questions. They cannot kill all of us one day. Let us be frank with ourselves. Let's call a spade a spade. It's enough. It's enough. So we won't be surprised before the end of August or so if they unravel some other agencies. We'll be waiting. We'll be waiting for them.
Well, there have been calls that Mr. Gbajabiamila should step down.
He can't step down.
Conclusion of investigation.
No, he can't. Whatever you see, the man has been clear before being tried at all, before being investigated at all.
Well,
COS has been clear before being investigated at all, before referring him to ICPC or whatever. Number one citizen has come on board and said, look, my COS, I have absolute confidence in him. He can't do any wrong.
But the president must have access to
look,
other Nigerians do.
Look.
He is the president. He will have his reports.
Mr. President cannot do without his president COS. He can't do without him. And that is what he's telling you. He told us that in plain language. It wasn't my statement. That statement was uttered by Mr. President. Because in an ideal climate, in a more zen environment, before you refer this man to ICPC or whatever, he should have been advised, please, my COS, meanwhile, please step aside to allow a thorough investigation. But it's not COS alone that is involved.
Maybe
it's a clique, and to unravel that, well, I don't know.
Maybe Mr. President got certain covert reports about his chief of staff's clean bill of health.
Then he doesn't need to refer him to ICPC again. He should have just released that report to us.
To allow for fair play.
Make it a public affair. That report he received, let him make it. Let it be in public domain. Let him throw it into the public. That for this report that I received about my COS, it's already been absolved. And who ordered that investigation, that putting up a report?
Well, I was actually wondering, Honorable Kayode Busari, that did the anti-graft agencies have to wait for Mr. President's directive before doing what is supposed to be their job? It looks as if they actually waited for a directive.
You see, the more you look at Nigeria, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see. Like said earlier on, in a more sane climate, the COS would have tender his letter or step aside. Don't forget one thing. The same COS were the one that raised the alarm by writing a formal petition to security agencies. All this an alibi. They are only trying to build up alibi.
But now that the investigations are on, the ICPC and the court trial is also on, and the House of Reps is also looking into this matter. Well, the House of Reps, for instance, we do know have been inviting all the relevant parties that they believe may be linked to the matter. Isn't this enough to tell us that the authorities are actually allowing a fair investigation into this?
No, you can't get any fair investigation. Why are we dissipating our energy in unnecessary direction? ICPC is already on. Court cases is already on. Then tell me, what are we getting from House of Rep investigative panel? What are we getting from there? The presidency have the power to set up a high level independent investigative panel that cut across the party line. Though they've killed almost all the party, but yet we still have some courageous men that will be able to tell them the truth and call a spade. But the way we are running this country, we should continue to be hopeful that the whole system won't collapse.
Okay, with this worrisome development, now, again, you have been a member of the Federal House of Representatives and you know how the lawmaking process runs. Now, is it that due process and procedures, as well as laws for the establishment of federal agencies, are not foolproof or tamper-proof and may need to be reviewed?
Don't forget the name of that agency. Presidential. So it's Mr. President obviously.
Okay.
That is running that. And by the power confirmed, the Mr. President is at liberty to come up with people and agencies that he feel might work with him. And whether that agency pass through the screening of Senate, House of Rep, that is another thing, especially Senate. And they might turn up and tell you, for exigency reasons, they don't want to subject certain things to unnecessary scrutiny of the Senate. Otherwise, all these things is a pointer to one fact, that we need to sit down and rejig our system at the end of this exercise. But are we going to learn anything from it? No. Nobody will talk about this thing after this episode, because they might still want to reserve the process for future uses. That agency doesn't just come up on board overnight. Something like that was in existence during the Buhari regime.
Oh.
It was in existence during the Buhari regime. And by the time that regime finishes assignment, I'm sure somebody that knows what is really on reawake that agency, and they see it as an avenue that can be used to siphon out federal government money for the purpose of election. For the purpose of election.
Okay. All right, program is still Searchlight on Oluyole 98.5 FM. Let's take this quick break and we'll be right back. Right, it's still Searchlight on Oluyole 98.5 FM, and we are discussing the topic Ghost Agency Scandal and Questions on Official Integrity. My guest is a former member of the Federal House of Representatives. He's also a versatile public affairs analyst. It's time to open the phone lines, and then we welcome your questions and contributions on the program this afternoon. Number to call 070 5555 1985. That is the number to call. And you can also reach us on 080 55009850. All right, an aspect in the run up to the eventual rearrest of Mr. Adeyemi, the purported DG of the Ghost Agency. And there was this development where the police went raiding his compound in Obumocho, his family compound, and his father was arrested. Well, I do not know if the police had in this kind of action, especially as at that time the man did not decline honoring police invitation. He only said he was in hiding because he feared his life was in danger. So this action on the part of the police, how do you see it as a former lawmaker?
They are looking for him. The police have the right to look everywhere, to check for everywhere. Only that the police had overstepped his ban by arresting the father of that man. He's a mature man, he's an adult. There is no law in Nigeria that gives the police that power, that if you are looking for a particular son, you don't see him go and arrest his father. But good enough, they've released the father on time. And don't blame the man for going to hiding you. Now that everybody knows that the man is with the police have to declare him wanted formally. The man went into hiding, and along the line, the police succeeded in getting hold of him. That's fine. So everybody now across the length and breadth of Nigeria know that this man is with the police. So he can't just be eliminated now. It's now more safe with the police. And as a matter of fact, by the time he tells the police the version of his own story, and the police find some credibility in it, the only thing the police can do is that let them go to court. The court is there. Let the judiciary intervene effectively and positively. Let's give everybody the listening ear, fair hearing, let it occur. Both the COS, this and that. But you can be sure of one thing: the man is already under pressure, and with various promises to him to grant him probably soft landing and some other thing like that. Before you know it, the man will be singing another tune. So you don't have to blame him. If we want the truth, we know we can always get the truth. But it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time. Let us wait. The COS has promised us that more fake agency will be unearthing soon. Then let's wait.
All right, you have been in the corridors of power, Honorable Busari, and you must have seen so much in the course of your political career, and also as a Nigerian elder. Now, what I'm getting at here is that just supposing it is actually possible for one man to pull off that kind of stuff.
It's not possible for one man to pull off such a magnitude affair.
How can you be so sure?
You can be sure. All right. You say, how can I be so sure? Can you just wake up now, even ordinary secretariat at Ibadan here? Can you just walk into any of the ministry and create an office for yourself?
Of course, I would have collaborators. What I'm saying here is that we have collaborators without the involvement of the supervising and regulatory institutions.
Listen, we have the collaborators, they are the top echelon of the government, not just ordinary collaborator. As a matter of fact, not ordinary PS or directors. So it's high power. It's high power collaborators that were involved in the OSSS. Who are involved?
And they could possibly fool Mr. President himself.
I don't think Mr. President was fool at any time. Oh. No, Mr. President wasn't fool at any time. Oh.
Well, it's sacrilegious to think he would be involved in such.
Mr. President wasn't involved at any time. Wasn't fool at any time at all. Mr. President wasn't fool at all. Mr. President knew what is happening. Oh.
Well, that's a serious allegation.
It's not an allegation, because for Mr. President to come up now and say, look, I trust my COS, it's loaded with meaning. It's loaded with meaning. Ever before sending this man to an investigative panel, Mr. President had come on board, had come on here to tell us that my COS is above the board. Then what are we saying again? Probably you should have sat down his COS, ask questions from him, obtain answers from him, get some clarification here and there, and is convinced that yes, the statement of his COS is probably in order. Then he went ahead and cleared him. So nobody fooled Mr. President at all. He's a sharp man.
Okay. You think there could be more to the death of Mr. Tanimo?
Obviously, more to the death of that gentleman.
Or mere coincidence?
Not a mere coincidence, yo. It's not a mere coincidence at all. A mere coincidence, then they went ahead again, put down the hotel. Mere coincidence? And let them go and carry out necessary autopsy. Did they tell you the result of the autopsy?
On his remains, and probably the hotel shouldn't have been pulled down, because that would have helped the investigation of the circumstances surrounding the death. The fact that that scandal makes him high profile, so I think maybe the hotel should have been spared until at least the conclusion of the investigation. Let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Comrade Odeto.
Good to have you.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Please go ahead. We can hear you.
Hello.
We can hear you. Please go ahead. Oh. Right. I'm about to call this 070-5555-1985. Please do well to call us back, comrade. Right. We are talking about the conspiracy theories around the circumstances around the death of Mr. Tanimola. You are saying something about that autopsy. Okay. We have another caller. Hello?
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please go ahead. We can hear you. Oh. Please just go ahead and ask your question or make your contributions. We can hear you. Since you are listening to us on the radio. Okay. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Chief Achille from Oyo.
Good to have you, sir.
Yes. The issue you are discussing, I am very, very disappointed by the way we are handling it with emotion. If you look at the case very well, we read it in some papers that this man's case was handled by Femi Falano, the senior advocate of Nigeria.
Okay.
But when he asked for vital documents and evidences, the man could not produce it. Now, why are we preempting the outcome of the case now? Since the case has been referred to the appropriate office or quarters to handle, why don't we wait for the end of their investigations and come out with their findings? Because it's as if we are targeting particular people in that office now, or especially the president and his chief of staff. We should wait now. At the end of the day, we on this part of the country, we make ourselves a laughing stock before other ethnic groups. It's very, very disappointing. Let us wait till the end of the investigation, please. That's my contribution.
All right, thank you. Oh, Honorable, sorry, our caller doesn't seem to agree very much with your submissions.
You see that at the beginning of this exercise, I did mention that the case is already before investigative panel. Part of the case already in the court. We are only looking at the scenario as a whole. We are not trying to preempt what might become the outcome of the investigative panel and the court. And that is why we are being careful.
Okay,
Hello.
let's take this call. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I'm Comrade Odetoro from.
Good to have you back, sir.
I thank our daddy that is here with Uncle Teriba. Everybody is entitled to his opinion. We have what we call theorists, people that are theorists. Honorable is practical. He was talking based on historical, political antecedents. The prejudice that is embedded in judiciary and executive power. So all of us cannot be on a line together. Everybody is entitled to his opinion. What Baba has said in short, they are factual truth. But in a country where impunity and corruption is the order of the day, because people are going to politics in order to make themselves wealthy at the expense of the survival of Nigeria. I won't say more than that. Baba, may God grant long life.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you.
All right, thank you, comrade. Well, I guess what the first caller was trying to say, he did mention the fact that Mr. Adeyemi was not able to sufficiently prove his allegations. He couldn't come up with the required documents when he was asked to.
Like I told you at the beginning of the exercise, for instance, I'm quite aware of the process ongoing, and I did mention about it. And that is why we are being careful in releasing certain things. But the fact remains, sir, the man is already under high pressure. Is now being subjected to a lot of uncomfortable handling.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Alaji Sanusi from Ido Osun State.
Good to have you, Alaji.
We really appreciate the man on the program. This country, we are, I don't know what we could say, but it is the Yoruba that will be having the effect in future. Our future matter most. What they are doing in the presidency, for president to say that word that he trusts his COS, or what do you call him?
Chief of Staff.
We will regret it tomorrow.
Corruption at the highest places. Let us nip it on the board. Right. For a while, let sanity prevail within the system.
Right. Let sanity
because it's not easy for an individual to just walk in to any government establishment, raise up an office himself, raise up staff himself, run vehicle personnel and some other things by himself. We have to ask the question. Let the panel that have been set up to look into this whole thing, let's give them the chance to complete their job. But what really amazed us, what really surprised most Nigerians is that how come that Mr. President could now come on board at this moment to clear the very person you asked ICPC to go and investigate? Mr. President come up to clear him. It's wrong. It's not ideal enough.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable Kayode Busari, for coming on the program. It's been Searchlight on Oluyole 98.5 FM. And we've been discussing questions, ghost agency scandal and questions on official integrity. It's been an interesting time with you, Honorable Busari. Once again, thank you for coming. And next week we'll be back with another topical issue, another interesting topical issue. Till then, I remain Tola Teriba, your host on the program. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator, and our listener at home. We thank you for creating time to be with us. Good afternoon.
Oluyole FM 98.5. Oluyole FM 98.5.
àmì òjèjì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Olúyọ̀lé FM àwa ni bàbá.
The time is 4 o'clock.
The news.
Good afternoon. Here is the news on the hour on Oluyole 98.5 FM, Ibadan. The National Human Rights Commission in Borno has received over 600 cases of domestic violence, child abuse, human trafficking, and other human rights violations between January and July 2026. The state coordinator of the NHRC, Ms. Jumai Michela, disclosed this today in Maiduguri. According to her, the cases reported to the Commission cut across a wide range of human rights concerns, including sexual and gender-based violence. Michelia said that domestic violence remains one of most frequently reported violations, a development she attributed partly to increased awareness and public enlightenment carried out by the Commission across the state. The NHRC coordinator urged parents and guardians to take greater responsibility for the welfare, education, and emotional well-being of their children. Law officers in the Kwara State Ministry of Justice have issued a 7-day notice of indefinite strike to the state government over the alleged non-payment of outstanding statutory allowances and the failure to harmonize their salaries. The association said the proposed industrial action, which commenced on the 20th of July, will run until the 26th of July, after which its members would proceed in an indefinite strike if the government failed to address their demands. The law officers said they had repeatedly repeatedly appealed to the governor and the office of the head of service for the payment of their outstanding allowances, but alleged that the government had remained indifferent to their demands. The association also demanded the implementation of the harmonization of salaries, allowances, and general conditions of service for State Council with those of magistrates in the Kwara State Judiciary, in line with the 2005 harmonization approval. That's the news on the hour. Thanks for listening. Up next is the Yoruba version of the news. Please don't go away.
ẹ káàsán o ìròyìn ní ṣókí. Àjọ tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ọmọnìyàn nípínlẹ̀ Borno ti tẹ́wọ́ gba ẹ̀sùn tó lé ní 600 èyí tó ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ìwà ipá nínú ilé, ìfìyàjẹ àwọn ọmọdé, ìfiniṣòwò àìtọ́ àtàwọn ìwà mìíràn tó tẹ ẹ̀tọ́ ọmọnìyàn lójú nípínlẹ̀ náà láàrin oṣù kínní sí oṣù keje ọdún yìí. Alákòóso àjọ tó ń jà fẹ́tọ̀ọ́ ọmọnìyàn nípínlẹ̀ Borno, Omidan Jumai Mitjela, ṣíṣọ lójú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí lónìí nílùú Maiduguri. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí ó ṣe wí, ẹ̀sùn wọ̀nyí tí wọ́n wá fi tó àjọ náà létí ló ń wáyé tó sì ní í ṣe pẹ̀lú ohun tó ń kọni lóminú jọjọ tó fi mọ́ ìfipábánilòpọ̀ àti ìwà ipá takò àtàbò. Ó ṣàlàyé pé ìwà ipá nínú ilé ló jẹ́ ọ̀kan lára ẹ̀sùn èyí tó ń wáyé jùlọ nípínlẹ̀ náà tí àwọn aráàlú sì fi ń tó àjọ ọ̀hún létí nítorí ìpolongo àti ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ tí àjọ náà gùn lé yíká ìpínlẹ̀ náà. Alákòóso àjọ ọ̀hún wá rọ àwọn òbí àtàwọn alágbàtọ́ láti bójútó ìgbáyégbádùn àti ètò ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn ọmọ wọn. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó ń fẹsẹ̀ òfin múlẹ̀ níléeṣẹ́ fétò ìdájọ́ nípínlẹ̀ Kwara ti ṣèkìlọ̀ ọlọ́jọ́ 7 fún ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ náà nípa ìyanṣẹ́lódì lórí bí ó ṣe kùnà láti san àwọn owó àjẹmọ́nú wọn àti mímú ìbáradọ́gba wà nínú owó oṣù wọn pẹ̀lú. Ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún ṣàlàyé pé ìyanṣẹ́lódì ọ̀hún tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti 20 oṣù yìí ni yóò tẹnubodò lọ́jọ́ 26 oṣù yìí bákan náà, tí àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ rẹ̀ yóò sì tẹ̀síwájú láti gùnlé ìyanṣẹ́lódì aláìní gbèdéke bí ìjọba bá kùnà láti dáhùn sí àwọn ìbéèrè wọn. Àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ tó ń fẹsẹ̀ òfin múlẹ̀ ọ̀hún sọ pé ọjọ́ ti pẹ́ tí wọ́n ti ń rawọ́ ẹ̀bẹ̀ sí gómìnà àti ọ́fíìsì olórí àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọba nípínlẹ̀ náà láti san àwọn owó àjẹ́lẹ̀ ọ̀hún, àmọ́ tó fẹ̀sùn kàn pé ìjọba kò tíì ọ̀gbọ̀n sí ìbéèrè wọn. Ẹgbẹ́ náà tún béèrè ìṣàmúṣe ìbáradọ́gba nínú owó oṣù rẹ̀, àwọn àjẹmọ́nú àtàwọn ìgbáyégbádùn àwọn agbẹjọ́rò ìjọba nípínlẹ̀ náà. Ìròyìn ọ̀hún kò ní jù báyìí lọ. Ẹ kú kalẹ̀.
Àmì òjèjì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Oluyole FM àwa ni bàbá.
Yàrá.
Mo tún gbédè èyí yàtọ̀ tuntun tí mo tún gbédè.
Ọ̀gánilá.
Àmì òjèjì rédíò tí ó láfiwé Oluyole FM àwa ni bàbá.
Yàrá.
Mo tún gbédè èyí yàtọ̀ tuntun tí mo tún gbédè.
Ọ̀gánilá sa bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ọ̀gánikan láwùjọ òkúta. Ọ̀gá lè yára nínú gbogbo àwọn ètò tó kù. Ẹ ṣáà ti mọ̀ pé èyí àrà ò ní pilẹ̀ hìrà tí ò lọ́mọ nú ẹgbà bẹ́ẹ̀. Nítorí náà lọ́sẹ̀ yìí lórí èyí àrà Yorùbá ní ohun abájọrò gígún nígún, gbogbo nǹkan ló gbó lórí gegege. Ọmọ aláṣọ sì ti fẹ́ máa wà kísà, bẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́lẹ́ran ti ń jẹ egun. Ọ̀nà wo la ó gbà tíran ọ̀gẹ̀dẹ̀ òfin tún ní máa ṣògbó eré àtidẹ̀? ó dọwọ́ gbogbo wa kí la ó ṣe sí i tára ó fi dẹ̀ wá ní tìbútòrò ilẹ̀ yìí téńté orí ìròyìn ni ó tẹ̀lé tó bá di lábala kejì ètò ọmọ ọba oyèbádé oyèdépò ló ń bọ̀ wá sórí ètò ìyá àrà akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ olùṣirò owó ni wọ́n sì tún mọ̀ nípa ọrọ̀ ajé pẹ̀lú wọ́n ń bọ̀ wá bá wa fìdáhùn sí ìbéèrè àwọn èèyàn wa lórí ọ̀nà àbáyọ